Hey, welcome to Live from Dennis's house. We got the Traveling Road Show today. I have a special guest, my good friend here, Randy Gregg, and we're going to be doing Sheer Heart Attack by Queen. And we're going to be talking, Randy is going to be an extraordinary guest. He's played with everybody, been everywhere, done everything. So we're going to get right into it. I haven't prepared anything for this show. Normally I prepare for a show, but I'm hoping you're going to carry the whole show on your own. Yes. And don't anyone get any ideas out here. Normally everything is recorded at my studio, but I made a special exception today, and we're coming to you live from Valley Stream, Long Island today. And I only make that exception for special guests, and plus I have family out here I can visit, so it works out good. So, Randy's going to tell us all about it. He's the current bass player for the great band Almost Queen. That's why we picked the Queen album today. And he's played with Iron Maiden, Lizzy.
Opened up for Iron Maiden.
Oh, okay.
I played with Lauren Harris, who opened up for Iron Maiden.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thin Lizzy.
Played the bass with Thin Lizzy.
Yep, played bass for Angel.
Yes, we're going to talk about this band Angel. I was unfamiliar with them until yesterday when Randy was telling me about them, and they sounded great,
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Awesome band. Played with Dee Snider for just a handful of shows.
Yeah.
And I had an original band years ago called Garlic, which was a very Cheap Trick meets Jellyfish meets like Enough's Enough.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, alright, so, and also, Randy is a vinyl aficionado like myself. He's got, as you can see, all these albums there, and he runs the vinyl record convention we'll talk about, and I understand you used to work in a record store.
Worked right here in St.
Maybe we should lower this a little.
Sure.
It's getting too loud here.
Lower Queen.
We gotta hear you. You're a low talker, so we gotta hear you.
Yeah, there's a store here it was in Valley Stream. It was 26 years. It opened in like 82, I guess.
Yes, and that was the great coincidence that when I met you, that I actually grew up in this area in Rosedale, Queens, and I used to come to Valley Stream, and Slip Disc was my favorite record store.
Great record store, and
Yes.
I lived in Valley Stream a few times, and I used to walk up there all the time and go to see all the signings, Rat, Wasp, you name it. I was
the
there.
Ramones, I remember. I still have the Ramones that they signed there.
Yeah, it was a great store, and then years later I wound up working there, and I managed it for over 10 years actually. And
Cool.
I mean, the best part about it was I started in like 97, I guess, and at that time, CDs were very popular, and all the vinyl that Mike had was in the back room, and every week I'd go in the back and get paid with vinyl instead. Sometimes I owed him money or whatever. It was great because I was getting all these great pieces, original white label promo fanatic, know. So any kind of first press I'm really into. So I got a lot of stuff from Slip Disc because I worked there, and I'm roughly around like in the 900 realm right now. I have friends who have 3,000, 5,000,
yeah, that's
20,
a bit much.
000,
Need a lot of room for that.
Yeah, I don't have the room, and
because that's not 900 there. You have in a separate storage area.
That is about 900.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it actually is.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Roughly 900. So I haven't counted it in a long time.
Yeah, I have no idea how many I have. They're down in the basement. I gotta go down there every time. I have no idea. I gotta sort them out. And
I mean, I know a lot of people are into a lot of music, and I'm into a good handful of music, but I'm not one of those who just buys vinyl because it's vinyl. Like, I buy it because I listen to a good 96% of this stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
We will rock you. All we hear is Radio Gaga, Radio Goo Goo, Radio Gaga. Another one bites the dust, and another one, and another one. Another one bites the dust. They're singing a corner, it cries like a baby in a cradle all night. Get on your backs and ride. Ooh, yeah. Bicycle races are coming your way. People on streets, you don't need all that for. People on streets. Stop me and spit in my eye. Just gotta get out. Just gotta get right out of here. Got blood on
We've been talking about records. Let's get into that now. You want to lower that a little?
Sure.
That you run, as your T-shirt says. There, you run.
If you know Slip Disc Records, Mike Schutzman, who owned it for 26 years.
Right.
Him and I, after the store, after Mike shut the store down, we wound up actually doing a couple record shows. And while we would do some record shows, we started to think, you know what, these are just not run very well. And why don't Mike and I just start running them ourselves? And Mike and I share probably the same amount of OCD, so we work very, very well together. So we started doing our own record shows, and the vendors love us because we keep them in mind. And obviously, we were vendors at one point. So,
Right.
And we try to do everything we possibly can, and try not to stick it in a VFW with fluorescent lights. So we wound up doing it. There's a place in Astoria called Bohemian Hall and Beer Garden, and it's it's New York City's oldest beer garden, and so it's like a Czechoslovakian kind of place, and it's very European outside. If you've ever been to Europe, and I blindfold you and take you in there and take you off, you'll never even know that you're in
How to get here? Yeah.
But it's a great great hall that's in there that
and
we have.
they
that
serve beer while the show's going on.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We have
awesome.
a great DJ and 2 rooms there, and it's not your average record show. And then we do one in Brooklyn at a club called Littlefield, which is like a very bohemian style club, and again 2 smaller rooms in there and a stage, and dealers love it there, and so that's another place. And now we're actually doing one in Long Island. The first one in Long Island is going to be at the theater at Westbury.
Yes, we used to be the Westbury Music Fair. Right?
Yep, Westbury Music Fair, and so we're doing one there, and that's going to be on March 1st, actually.
Yeah, so this show's going to air on March 1st, but I'm going to put out some promotions before that.
Start getting ready and get in your car and start driving over right now. So that's going to be a great show. We got 2 rooms, 50 tables. So it's going to be in the lobby and the lounge, not in the round where the bands play. A lot of people asking me that. But the lobby and the lounge. We have door prizes. We're going to be giving away a portable turntable.
Ooh.
Tons and tons of supplies like 12-inch plastic sleeves, paper sleeves, 7-inch paper and plastic, cleaning supplies, tickets to Revolution. We have tons and tons of door prizes, and so if you get there, we're going to give you a ticket and you can win. And check out vinylrevolutionrecordshow.com. So it's March 1st in Westbury, March 15th in Astoria, Queens, and March 29th in Brooklyn.
Wow, you got a busy month.
It is a very, very busy month.
Yes, I'm going to try to come out again to go to that March 1st show, but very busy man, so we'll see what we can do. But definitely, I've been wanting to go to these shows, but they're in Brooklyn all the time, and it's very hard for me to get there.
Sure.
But I'm going to go to one of these shows soon. So you have an extra added feature. You might see me there. So
I'll put it on the website.
Yeah, it's possibly Dennis will show up. So all right. So before I forget, we have to do the tradition is to smell the album. That is my tradition. And as you can see, that smell. And this one's not that funky.
It's not, but it smells a little like pizza.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Because it came from Italy, so you can smell pizza out of this. And this album, let's talk about this album. Tell me everything you know about that album.
This album was my favorite Queen record most of my life. When I was 5 years old, I had heard Queen for the first time. A neighbor of mine around the corner used to just play records for me. I'd come over and put on whatever he was listening to. And one day, he put on Tie Your Mother Down, and I remember freezing and just staring. And he goes, "Oh, you like this?" And I couldn't even speak. I didn't know what hit me. And then he goes, "Hold on a second." And flips over and puts on Bohemian Rhapsody, and that was it. I was done. I said, "That's what I want to do with my life. I want to play music. I want to play music." And it's funny. Not only did I play music, 30 years later, I wound up joining a Queen band. So, be careful about what you wish for. So this album is
not the first album, though, right?
This is not the first album.
Or the second. Probably like the third or fourth.
This is the third. This is the third album. So, this was the Tenement Funster really hit me as a kid, and Flick of the Wrist, and everything about it. Lap of the Gods revisited.
Stone Cold Crazy's on there. Killer Queen is on here.
You name it. This is the album that did it to me.
Awesome stuff on here.
Yeah, and as I got older, I started to sway towards Queen 2, which turns out to be the greatest album ever written.
See, now I have to say, when I was growing up, I didn't really even know about Queen until the Night at the Opera came out.
Right.
And then I said, oh my God, this is incredible. And then I found out they had albums before that. So then I went back and checked out all these albums. I was like, oh man, this band is so damn good.
There's nothing that can compare to them, you know. And it's like when you speak about bands like of that caliber, you know, you obviously think of the Beatles and the Stones and Zeppelin and stuff like that. But you know, and I kind of always say it. Nothing, you know. I'm a huge Beatle fan, as you can tell about this many. I'm a
that
huge
whole
Beatle
row
fan.
there, and I see a little
No doubt.
Beatles stuffed animal.
Love the Beatles, but to me, I mean, they wrote the songs that reached everybody. They defined what pop was going to become, popular music.
Right.
They were the ones who defined. They defined how to record, had everything, double track vocals.
Everything, yeah.
They did everything first. They built the musical cake, and every artist that followed iced the cake. And I totally hand it to the Beatles. They were that band, but I just think that Queen's songwriting just went a little bit further.
So, and then, like you said, the band had everything. Freddie was one of the best, if not the best, frontman of all time.
Brian May, his guitar
Brian, he's one of my favorite guitar players of all time.
The guy built his own guitar from his fireplace, him and his dad. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. All four of them, like, are the top 10, have written top 10 singles.
Right.
All four of them.
The harmonies are incredible.
All four of them have, like, crazy degrees from colleges. I mean, just what an eclectic bunch of guys to get together.
Great musicians, great drummer, great bass player.
And I'd like to just say, because a lot of people don't say it, is I'd like to give props to John Deacon, who's one of my idols, no doubt about it. And
he's the bass player.
He is the bass player. And of all the bands I've ever played in, not to say, you know, that it wasn't difficult or whatever, but playing Queen songs is very, very difficult. And John Deacon was unbelievable. And not only that, a lot of people don't know that, you know, besides Crazy Little Thing Called Love that was written by Freddie, the only other #1 hit in the States was Another One Bites the Dust, written by John Deacon.
Yeah, that's a good
And he wrote I Want to Break Free. He wrote You're My Best Friend. He wrote Dragon Attack. It's just endless, the songs that John Deacon wrote.
Yeah, you guys, when you played Dragon Attack that night, that was awesome. You guys nailed it. That's one of my favorite Queen songs.
Yeah, totally.
So, it's, like I just said, I just got back from Montreux, and as you know, Freddie lived there. I saw the statue. I went on the studio tour. It was
well,
I
spoke to the main guy at Freddie for a Day, who runs the festival over there. They do like a one-day festival in May, which was funny because I asked, well, why don't you do it in September? And I guess there's some other stuff goes on there. So
why did he die in September?
Well, Freddie's birthday is September 5th.
Oh, okay, his birthday.
Right. So that's usually Freddie for a Day, where everyone puts on a mustache or.
Right, and you had something going on in the city. This past September.
Highline Ballroom. And now it is going to be every year that we are
every September.
Well, we are the self-proclaimed Freddie for a Day concert in New York. I'm trying to.
There you go.
I'm trying my damnedest to make it official. So I'm trying.
If you say it enough, it becomes official. I found that out in life.
Yeah, I want someone. I want someone who's got the the rights to say it to us. So I mean, the last show we did, was September 5th, and we had a couple guest appearances. We had Randy Jones from the Village People.
Wow.
Well, he was really big friends.
He was friends with Freddie, right?
And they shared the same weekend of birthday, so they started celebrating and having parties together.
I bet they did. Yeah.
And they did. So he came out. Lydia Chris, who was married to Peter Chris, who was a photographer, and she donated a couple of photos of Freddie at the Garden, and we raffled those off.
Oh, cool.
And the man himself, Brian May, through our friend Jorgen, who works besides. Alongside Brian May, sent us a video to greet the crowd in the beginning of the show, which just
must be
the roof
awesome,
came down as soon as you saw Brian come on and say, "Hi, folks, it's Brian." The roof came down. But it
didn't matter what he said after that.
Well, it was great. He wound up saying, "Thanks so much for keeping Freddie alive," and the Freddie for a Day thing, and the Mercury.
He seems like a nice guy too. A genuinely nice guy.
He's the nicest. I spoke to him on the phone like maybe 12 years ago, before I even joined Almost Queen, and I got a chance to speak to him on the phone briefly, and he was just the nicest guy ever, or whatever. So, but I wound up speaking recently with the guy from Freddie for a Day, and they wanted Almost Queen to come over and play this May, but we're looking at next year now. So hopefully, Almost Queen gets to go over and play in Montreux.
So it's not this May; it's the May after.
It's possibly the May. Yes. Yeah. And, you know, what are you going to
Let me know. I'm coming. And I'm
Well-
staying for the Jazz Festival this time, too.
So just remember, every year, September 5th, New York
Yes,
City.
yes.
Most of the time, you know, we're doing Highline Ballroom. We've been talking about the Gramercy, but we're back at Highline Ballroom right now.
Yeah,
And,
those are nice places. They're all about the same, right?
yeah, pretty much. I mean, Highline's great. The stage is great. The lights are great. Projection, everything about
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is fantastic. And you know, like I said, last year we did some cool special guests, and I'm looking for even bigger ones this year.
Whoa, stay tuned.
Yeah, I want to try and really make it, you know, a big deal every year, because it is a big deal for us and for me
All right,
especially.
let's go out with some Queen here.
Sure.
Pick a good song off of there that you want to hear.
Well,
Yeah, want my glasses?
I mean, if we're going out, there's only one song to go out to.
So yeah, so if you got, you know, our time's up here. We probably about an hour long show here at least. So we might have to do 3 shows out of this one.
Oh, we could do plenty.
So you got anything else you want to talk about before we wrap this up here? You know, I'll put all those links up and everything.
Oh, yeah,
and,
sure.
So you want to get to see it.
Ugh, I don't know if I can speak. This song just goes right through me. But what else? Well, you know, hit on the do the record show stuff. You know, I'm really happy to
All right, so
that you came out for this.
yeah, so glad to be here. I just want to ask you: is Queen your favorite band of all time? Then, because I know you're a big fan of punk as well, and
I
like
am.
you said, Johnny Thunders.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a big glam rock, early 70s
Yes,
glam.
you had the New York Doll shirt on before.
Yeah,
I'm a big
Dolls.
fan of them too.
T-Rex, Bowie, or Ziggy Stardust mainly.
Okay.
And Sweet is one of my favorite
Yeah,
bands
yeah,
ever.
awesome.
But I've always told everyone, my favorite band my whole life has been Cheap Trick. That's
Oh, really?
My favorite,
Oh,
favorite
okay,
band.
there you go.
But I've always said Cheap Trick's my favorite band, but Queen is the best band. They are the best band. No one touches them. No one comes near them. You know. But Cheap
awesome.
Trick's, you know, like,
Yeah, they're cool.
you know, for me,
Trick.
Cheap Trick,
There you go.
best singer in the
Picture right
world.
there.
Yeah, I have tons of Cheap Trick stuff. Forget about it. Oh my god. That's like a 4-hour show, the Cheap Trick section. So.
Yeah, I might have to come back. We'll do Cheap Trick. I haven't done Cheap Trick yet. I'll definitely come
well,
back for
I am,
Cheap Trick.
I am the source for Cheap Trick.
All right,
There's no
that's
doubt
it.
about I've been
I'm
seeing
gonna-
them for, forget it.
Yeah, well, I don't want to talk about that. I'll come back when the weather's nice,
Right,
and we'll do a
right,
Cheap
right.
Trick show. So, all right, well, that is it. Queen, sheer Heart Attack. My great guest, Randy Gregg. He did not let me down. He pulled off the whole show himself. I didn't have to prepare. I didn't have to talk about anything else but music the whole time. You didn't have to hear me talking about nonsense.
Right.
So, well, thanks for coming on.
Cool.
And live from Dennis's house. We'll see you guys next week.
Live from Randy's house.
Yes, this is
we'll
live.
see you guys next week. Thanks so much.